You must know how to talk. You must be able to communicate, because what you are presenting to your client is lines. They don't understand lines. All they want to see is just the building. The clients were on seat. The contractor was on seat. Other consultants too were on seat, and everybody were looking up to me for answer. And then I was like, am I the professional here? That moment taught me that confidence is not gained before it is given. You gain confidence after you survive it. When you give your clients let's say an invoice, don't give them discount until they ask for it, because whatever you give will still be negotiated. Follow, because we don't ask questions. We are so much focused on social media validation. We don't ask questions.
Welcome back to Beyond the Drawing Board, and this space is where we talk about everything architecture school did not teach us, which is the pressure we go through, the identity, and also the branding. And here I am with someone who has very much mentored me. He's an architect at Jola, a project architect actually at Jola Show, an associate, and also a resident architect at Avalon Design Consult. He's also a lecturer at Crescent University. And I would like to introduce you all to Architect Obasanjo. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I will call you my architect, because the moment you enter architectural school, right from 100 level, I will regard you as an architect. So I will say good morning, my architect, and thanks for welcoming me. So as you have said, my name is Architect Obasanjo Oluwabukola. I'm a practicing architect, just as he has said. As we move on, more further introduction will comes in. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, sir, going beyond, I would like to ask you some questions, and I feel it is also going to help majority of we young, growing architects into understanding some certain stuff. Because I personally understand that there are some things they don't teach us in school. Like, okay, fine, they teach us designs, they teach us what's name, how to present drawings, but majorly they don't teach us some certain things, which is how to reach out to clients, how to get clients, how to approach clients. So this space here is beyond the drawing board. That is what we tend to or try to explain to the young architects that are growing just like us. So I think I'll start with the first question, which is identity and the beginning. Sir, for the title of being an architect, who are you trying to prove yourself to?
Thank you for your question. Actually, that's a very long journey. Before the title architect, I was trying to prove to myself that I was capable. Because coming from a background where excellence is not optional, but survivor, to be candid, it's not just a career goal. It makes me to prove to myself, it is my way of proving that discipline, persistence, resilience, and faith can rewrite your story. That is exactly how I see myself before becoming an architect.
So you're trying to prove yourself. You're trying to prove to yourself, because if I can remember correctly, during those days you used to mentor me. He told me, I don't know if I should say this.
See, I'm free now. It's around free table.
Okay, he told me about the fact that you don't know how to speak English well. So I want to kind of like just get how you're able to transition from that level to becoming an architect that you can well present yourself.
Not that I don't know how to speak English.
Okay.
I love to speak English, and I know how to speak English. In fact, I sabi grammar very well. But I prefer to communicate very much. If I'm talking to someone, I prefer to communicate to you in a language you understand most.
Okay.
If you understand Pidgin English very well and I can speak it, I'll communicate to you in that particular language. If it is Yoruba, I prefer you to express yourself in Yoruba, in your particular language. But I cannot be in the midst of people that speaks my native language and be twisting my tongue. English or easy, to be candid with you. No, punctuation at times can. And as an architect, right from your first year in school, you will be taught to communicate. You must talk. You must learn how to talk, because at every design you do, you must present. You must know how to talk. You must be able to communicate, because what you are presenting to your client is lines. They don't understand lines. All they want to see is just the building, which is the end product. But you must be able to tell them why this line has to be here, what this line represents. It's not that I can't speak English. I can speak English, but I would love to talk to them. If I'm presenting to a client, and sometimes when don't act too formal to them. When you're acting or presenting yourself too formal to them, they'll be like, this is not an English class. All they want to see is end results, not grammar here and there. But sometimes you just have to be able to speak. As architects, you must be able to comport yourself, dress well, look good, and speak well.
So, but just to digress towards the aspects, anytime you're having a presentation, most of the time they tend to push us into speaking English.
Yes, because it's the lingua franca.
What about now that some of us we're already experiencing clients, and there are some clients that they prefer you speaking to them in Yoruba. So I don't know, there's this kind of, I feel they should have kind of like taught us that fine, we are from this, it is our local language, obviously. So they should have kind of like pushed us also. School should have pushed us into speaking more about our local language and not kind of like enforce it that, okay, you guys should be speaking in English. I just want to just...
Yes, I understand that area, but that cannot be totally overemphasized that you should speak in your native language, because what about in the class we have Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and the only language everybody understands is English. If I'm speaking to you in Yoruba, in the presence of an Igbo guy, that is not too good. They'll share, we are like, no, it's not too good. Yes, being partial. If they are speaking their language where I do not understand, being segregated is not too good. So that is why English is being mandated. Everybody must communicate in English. But if you are in the presence of a client whereby you understand your language and go, and you try to pinpoint something to him, and you feel like this man will understand this thing better if I speak in Yoruba, just chip in that thing. What you want to get from the man is interest,
yes, sir,
and his money.
So moving on, sir. What was the first moment in your career where you felt, maybe I'm not ready for this?
Let me remember. I think it was during a side meeting where I represented my principal. I was the architect in charge then. The clients were on seat. The contractor was on seat. Other consultants too were on seat, and everybody were looking up to me for answer. And then I was like, am I the professional here? Still, I was like, am I the professional? Because they want to hear what you want to say. The moment you speak, your word is like giving a verdict. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And I was like, am I the professional here? That moment taught me that confidence is not gained before it is given. You gain confidence after you survive it. You know, deep probably. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Old hard lady.
Moving on. What a financial mistake you made early that changed how you see business today?
The financial mistake I made earlier was undervaluing my work. I undervalued my work. All because I want to get the interest of the client. I want to get the money. I want to get the fame. I undervalue my work. But the moment you undervalue your work, people don't see you as affordable. They see you as inexperienced. You get that?
Yes, sir.
Or I should explain more.
I want you to...
When you give your clients, let's say, an invoice, don't give them discount until they ask for it. Because whatever you give will still be negotiated. And asking for discount at times, sometimes, is not too good just to beat yourself low. Maintain your standard, maintain your name, maintain your status quo. If they want to do, let them do. If they don't want to do, let them go. But the moment you're calling them, "Oga, come, can we look at it this way? Can we look at it that way?" They will see you as being cheap. They won't value you as that you are affordable. They will not value the experience you are giving to them. They will just see you as a sin experience. Anytime you go to, just give me 50,000, I will do it. I go to like a social person, we give 50K, we will do it for you. But when coming to you, it's expensive, but this job is good. And that kind of a thing comes with humility, because where your knowledge, your experience will not take you, humility will eventually take you there.
Yes, sir.
Just be humble in everything you do. That guy is very expensive, but he will do a very good. It's actually a very good guy. He will do a very good job for you. Don't look at it this way that because you don't want to lose this client, let me just beat myself low. Bros, you will go broke. Not that just being broke. Not that even to go broke will be even better. You'll be poor. And being broke doesn't mean that you are poor. There is a difference between the two. You can be making money, but that time you are investing your money in some other things, you can eventually go broke. You rise again. But when you are poor, there is a problem. So don't be poor, bros.
So I want to ask a question regarding that, because I feel we graduate architects, where we kind of like got those kind of things from, was from school. Oftentimes, there's this aspect where we are being taught to downsize our own designs, downsize our own thinking, um, just to please our lecturers. And I feel that mindset was what we also kind of like took going into the world also.
So when presenting your work while in school to different lecturers, it's like to different clients. While in school, we lecturers are your clients. You want to get your money, and the money you are getting in school is the mark. But when you get to the market, the money is the raw cash.
Yes, sir.
Normally some clients, they will have, everybody has dreams. A client will have a plot of land. His budget cannot even build 2-bedroom flats. But his dream is like a stadium. Coming to you, I want this, I want that, I want you to cantilever, go this way, go that way. It is your responsibility to start guiding. What do you want? Let's do it this way. So that you work your design with what you want, so that it won't feel like, am I this poor? Can't I do this? Give him options. Put him at some pedestals whereby it will feel much relevant. That is the exact thing that lecturers do put in you. Because sometimes the student, they will design some things like giving crazy design that are not workable. There is what we call form, follow, function. It's a philosophy in architecture, form, follow, function.
Yes, sir.
That means the form, the look of the building comes after the functionality has been achieved. Then we can start working on the edifice, the aesthetics, and co. But today, everybody just wants to see beauty, beauty, beauty. Either the space is functional or not. They don't want to know. They don't care.
So moving on, have you ever taken a project you shouldn't have taken? And why did you say yes?
I've taken a project which I shouldn't have taken, and I said yes because I want the visibility. I want to be seen.
Exposure.
But the clients were so pressurizing, and the scope wasn't clear. It makes it clear to me that it's not every project that is a blessing. As an architect, you don't get every job. You don't do every job. So some client will come to you. I want you to do this and that for me. When you check the scope, check the client, look at their charisma. If they don't want it, leave them. Don't insult them. Just walk away honorably. Or as well, you can as well resign your professionalism.
We should ghost them.
No, not ghost them. Probably let's assume, no, we know now, we've been into consultancy and I discovered that the client has been so flagrant to instructions. Let's do this, no. Let's do that, no. Let's take an example of this building that collapsed in Lagos. That high-rise building that collapsed in Lagos. If not that the consultant, structural engineer, resigned, not just get out of sight, resigned formally, by now the man will have been in jail because the client in question of the blessed memory eventually died in the collapse. That's the only witness. The building, the construction was going beyond what was designed for. The contractor also happens to be the client. All professionals on site, they were written instructions. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. The client and the contractor, they were so flagrant to instruction. They continue to do whatever they want to do. And at a point, the structural engineer eventually resigned due to client's flagrant attitude to instruction. He doesn't listen. The man just resigned. That is the only thing that exonerated the man. If not by now, he go explain to you. He will just be explaining. I've told them not to do this. Where is it written? Nowhere. So as an architect also, you must be able to speak and write, communicate formally, especially when you are working on site. Ensure you communicate formally because there is no ignorance in law. You must provide evidence.
So, sir, well, as we young architects, there are some of us that... Also, I even want to put this out. I want to ask this question, and I think you've explained previously. As a graduate architect, should we call ourselves architects? Should we also approach clients like we architects? I'm just putting this out there to just...
Yeah, I understand. Normally, I do say the moment you enter the School of Architecture, I regard you as architect. But it's a transcending thing. It's a procedural thing. You can't just come into School of Medicine today and call yourself doctor. I call people architect the moment they enter School of Architecture just to boost their morale so that they don't feel down, they don't feel dejected. You know now, you can't be an architect without having masters. And you cannot have masters without having BSc. And you can't do professional exam without having masters.
Yes, sir.
So it's sequence. It comes in stages. So having it in mind that I'm an architect, that means I want to be an architect. Doesn't make you an architect. initially, originally, but just proceed, follow those steps, and you get there.
So that means if clients, we can't wait till when we are an architect to start doing jobs.
No, not that you can't wait before you become an architect, before you start doing job. As architect, let's put it this way. The regulatory body for architecture is ACON, Architect Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ACON. Every stages of architecture has registration with them. When you finish your BSc, there's what we call professional membership 1. You'll be recognized as a professional member 1. That means you are recognized by them. You can be getting jobs to do, but under a supervision of a registered architect. When you are done with MSc, you get professional membership 2 form, and you get registered, you get elevated. So by getting elevated to professional membership 2, they will issue you a number, whereby any job you do, you can put that number right in front of it. At that moment, bros, you're an architect. They recognize you as architect, but right in front of it, it is P instead of F. The F stands for full membership. So the P stands for provisional membership. At that point, any drawing or any document you sign and you put your name and right in front of it, you put P/, nobody can, even boldly, you can present as architect. I'm an architect. But when you see that P, they know the level you are.
Yes, sir.
But when you are done with the full membership, they will now put F. The number will change to full membership. That is when you have your seal that will carry your name and the likes and co. And for those that goes to Polytechnic, they can still be registered as technician with them. I have friends that have registered as HND graduate. They were registered as a technician, and I can still recognize them. But everybody just want to be architect.
So is the procedure not long? Is it something someone can just do online?
Online?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. There is no, even globally, there is no way in architectural school that is done on part-time basis. It's full-time. Even those that run the program on full-time, they've not completed the syllabus. The architecture student will be the first to be on campus. And after exam, they will be the last to leave. And yet, they've not covered. Even when you are when you're back up during holidays, bros, you know now, you will still be doing some other works, having case studies to present the moment you are returning. The reason is that we are actually dealing with life. Yes, we are dealing with life because everything we do has to do with life. Human comfort. And human comfort is not stagnant. It is, how will I put it? It is transitional. Yes, as it's transiting, we are moving with the trend.
Well, maybe we'll still discuss on the aspect of like the normal procedures for people who are interested in doing the like becoming registered, necessary procedures they need to follow. Because me, as I'm speaking here, fine, I'm done with BSc, but then anytime clients are calling me architect, I feel back like I don't want to put myself in trouble by being who I'm not. So oftentimes I tend to call myself like I'm an architect in view and also a project manager. But now that you've said that and this is just it also, most of we young architects, we young graduate architects, we don't know these necessary procedures to follow.
Because we don't ask questions. We are so much focused on social media validation. We don't ask questions. I also fell a victim. And we are so much dogmatized with the thought of nobody can bench me. You cannot be your guy if you do not serve someone. To get the knowledge, even after your graduation, after MSc graduation, there is what we call tutelage period of 2 years, NYC inclusive. That means you must be under a registered architect to acquire the practical knowledge, not book knowledge. Because there are some things that you will see during consultancy period, which totally goes off school. Because what you actually need to use in practicing for consultancy is not taught at BS level. It's not taught it wasn't even taught at MSc 1 level, MSc 2, professional practice. That is when you will know what is called contingency, prime cost, deferred liability period, minutes of meeting, how to prepare minutes, or you see all this kind of a thing. They will actually teach you in school. But many people, so when you are taught in school, and after your MSc 2 years tutelage period, be under a practicing architect, who put all this thing in practice, you will now see them in reality, not just line, not just drawings. Bros, anybody can draw.
Yes, sir.
The person that taught me AutoCAD actually happens to be a computer engineer. So anybody can draw.
Oh, okay. So moving on. When did you realize architecture is more about the people than the buildings?
So all these questions sometimes throws me off balance. Drawings don't fail. Communication does.
Drawings don't fail. Communication does.
Yes. Whatever you draw doesn't fail. Communication does. When you draw something that is not functional and you are unable to communicate, that is functional, but you are unable to communicate to them on site during execution, it automatically fails. Because project actualization actually comes during building. That's the end product. But before the building, they'll first consult you, you give brief, you give them feedback, you come with your processes, you get feedback back and forth. If you're unable to communicate for them to guide the client properly, adequately, everything has failed.